Hello everyone. In this presentation, we will explore the ethical implications of reverse engineering in the software industry. Reverse engineering refers to reconstructing a product design or operation without access to its source code or documentation, and it has legitimate purposes such as interoperability and vulnerability assessment of a software. However, it can also be associated with unethical activities like unauthorized cloning and cyber espionage. We will examine diverse case studies to provide a comprehensive understanding of the ethical dilemmas inherent in reverse engineering, proposing a framework for responsible practice in the field. The ethical debate surrounding reverse engineering of software products is a complex issue, with proponents arguing that it drives innovation, enhances security, fosters healthy competitions, while opponents contend that it can lead to intellectual property theft and undermine innovations. Striking a balance between the potential benefits and harms of reverse engineering requires careful consideration of diverse perspectives and case studies. By doing so, we can develop a more informed and responsible approach to reverse engineering in the software industry. In this section, we will focus on the ethical implications of reverse engineering software products that are no longer being sold or supported by the developers. This is an area of contention with various cases to consider. One argument in favor of reverse engineering in this context is that it can help preserve and maintain the continued use of legacy software that will otherwise become obsolete. This practice can be crucial for organizations that rely on updated systems for operations, or for individuals who wish to maintain access to the digital assets. On the contrary, critics argue that even in this context, reverse engineering can still infringe on the intellectual property rights of the original developers and potentially lead to unauthorized modification of the software. This raises concern about the balance between preserving access to essential tools and respecting the rights of the software creators. As we delve deeper into the aspect of this ethical debate, we aim to better understand the argument on both sides and determine under which circumstances, if any, reverse engineering products no longer sold or supported can be considered ethical. Now, let's examine the ethical implications of reverse engineering for national security purposes, a topic with both potential benefits and risks. While it can contribute to identifying and mitigating cyber threats, it can also be used offensively, potentially escalating cyber warfare and undermining international security. To navigate this complex ethical landscape, each case must be approached individually, considering factors such as potential harm or benefits to society, justification of the action, and alternative methods. Striving to develop a responsible and ethical sound practices in national security is crucial. Now, moving on, we will explore the legal framework and ethical consideration for reverse engineering in the United States and Germany. While both countries allow for reverse engineering for specific purposes, such as interoperability and preserving legacy systems, they differ in their approach to security research. In the US, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act accepts certain activities, but circumventing copyright protection measurements can create legal challenges. In contrast, Germany has a more restrictive stance on security research. Despite this difference, both countries share similar ethical concerns, such as respecting intellectual property's rights and ensuring transparency and accountability. By understanding these perspectives, we can give a valuable insight into the ethical challenges and best practices across different jurisdictions. The cultural and social factors of these two countries are also different. In the United States, a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship might contribute to a more favorable attitude towards reverse engineering, while in Germany, a stronger emphasis on privacy and data protection might result in a more restrictive regulation. Additionally, the tradition of craftsmanship in Germany might contribute to a heightened sensitivity towards intellectual property rights. Practitioners must understand and respect the values and norms of the society in which they operate to navigate the ethical complexity of reverse engineering and align their practices with the community expectations. Moving on, this section explores the deontological ethical theory approach to reverse engineering and its ethical implications. It argues that reverse engineering can be ethical when conducted for legitimate purposes aligned with moral duties. This can include protecting users, fostering innovation, and ensuring fair competition while adhering to legal framework. However, reverse engineering can be unethical when infringing on intellectual property rights, facilitating unauthorized access, or supporting malicious intentions violating moral duties. This analysis aims to create a more responsible approach to reverse engineering in the software industry. In summary, the ethical considerations surrounding reverse engineering in the software industry are complex and require detailed examinations. Adhering to legal framework and ethical principles is crucial to engaging in justifiable reverse engineering activities that respect the original developer's rights and benefits the wider software community. We have explored the ethical debates surrounding reverse engineering, including its impact on no longer supported products and national security, and gaining a deeper understanding of the ethical dilemmas practitioners face. Additionally, we have recognized the importance of surrounding and respecting the cultural and social values of the community in which practitioners operate. Overall, while reverse engineering can be a controversial and complex topic, it can also be a powerful tool in the software industry. By approaching it with care, responsibility, and a deep understanding of the ethical considerations at play, practitioners can develop practices that balance the benefits and risks associated with this tool. Eventually, this will enable the software industry to thrive while upholding its moral obligations and benefiting the society as a whole. Thank you for attending this presentation. I would like to express my appreciation to the resources and reference I consulted during this research. Thank you for joining me, and I wish you all the best.